No, don't worry, we have a good second half. I'm including myself. We have an amazing second half. And actually, this is quite a treat because this first comedian has never performed on this stage. Not only that, I think it's his second time performing. He signed up on Sunday and he performed there. That was his first time, and then he asked me to perform here. I said, I always give a spot for someone who's brand new. You can't possibly do better than me. But he's brand new, so you guys seem like a good audience anyway, so I'm sure you'll be warm and cuddly to him. Please give it up for the first timer, Clay!
So good evening. The first thing I've learned this evening is you must take the microphone out of the stand and do something different with the microphone stand than the person before you. There we go. All right. I can't even see you. This is great. I love it. I am Clay Shane. I am from America. I grew up in the great state of Texas and lived in Arkansas, so I am a redneck. So I'm going to spend the rest of my time talking like this. I'm sorry for all you folks whose English is not your first language and you can't understand me now, but this is how it's going to be. No, I'm just kidding. So one thing about me you should probably know is that I'm in therapy right now.
Woo! Yeah!
I mean, literally right now, this is my therapy. You guys are listening to me. You're kind of giving me some feedback. It's kind of crap right now, but we'll see how we go throughout the rest of the evening. So the other thing you can know about me is that I am in the Navy. And so when I decided to join the Navy, there was a recruiter who's like, you can join the Navy and see the world. And so I have. I've seen the world. He also said, hey, you can you'll have a girl in every port. I'm like, I kind of like that. And so I have a very interesting perspective on the world. Some would call it moist. Because the only countries I've been to have a coast. So if you don't have a coast, I haven't been to your country. Sorry, Liechtenstein. Maybe next time. The other thing about having a girl in every port, that was absolutely true. I've had a girl in every port. It just turned out to be my wife, who showed up in every port. Every time I said, what are you doing here? So I joined the Navy. Out of flight school, I picked Japan as my first operational tour. I said, I want to go overseas because I don't want to drag my family overseas one day and being forced to. I didn't want to move to Japan. I was terrified. I was like, how am I going to live there? How am I going to function in a society where I can't speak the language or even read the language? It was 2001. We didn't have smartphones. There was no magical translation devices in your hand. There was no Google Maps. People had to talk to each other to pass the time. And so, for my little piece of paper fell away, so I'll step down and get it. Call these props in the business, I think. I don't know, it's my second time. So, anytime you would drive from the airport back to the base in Japan, there was no GPS. And so you had to look at the kanji, you had to read the kanji. And at that point in 2001, there was still just kanji. It was not bilingual, there was not even like a Roman spelling of the thing. So, this was the exit we had to look for. You can see that, okay? So every single American had to memorize this. And the way we memorized it was limp dick, triple sticks, tic-tac-toe.
Yes!
And so I'm telling you, if you talk to anybody who went to the Tsugi base in Japan, you tell them limp dick, triple sticks, tic-tac-toe, they're like, oh, the exit, yeah, let's go. So no iPhones, no smartphones. Go to the train station, and I just want to go to Tokyo. I'm standing there, I bought a ticket, which was amazing, because everything's still in kanji, and I'm looking lost and confused, and I'm about to start crying, honestly, when a very young, nice Japanese lady came up and grabbed my hand. And I looked down, I was like, oh, that's nice. She took my ticket, she looked at it, she nodded her head, she walked me to the train, this is a true story. We got to the train, she's still holding my hand. I'm like, this is still nice. The doors open, she finds me a seat on the train. She finds herself a seat on the train and sits down with me and is still holding my hand. Apparently that was our first date. And all good things must come to an end. So eventually she broke up with me, not a surprise. And so I thought, how am I gonna get over this? How am I gonna do this again? And I said, I'll just go back to the train station. I will recreate the magic. So I went back to the train station, same ticket, looking equally lost. I stood there. I waited 5 minutes this time, a little bit longer. But the next thing I know, a very nice young lady came up and grabbed my hand. I'm like, yes, I can't believe this worked. We're doing it again. And so she walked me to the train, still holding my hand. I'm like, all right, first date time, all right. Train doors open, we get on the train, sit down, still holding my hand. We have gone about 4 stops, we're having a great time. Her name was Azumi. She spoke great English. My Japanese was not very good. I kept asking her, "Futatsu no biran kashimasu," which means 2 draft beers, please. And she just said no. I was like, okay, fair enough. So we're about 2 stops before Tokyo. I looked over to her and I said, so what do you do for a living, Azumi? She was like, I am a student. I'm like, okay, college, a little bit younger, not a big deal. I was like, oh, what do you study? She said, 8th grade. I was like, oh God, I'm so sorry, sayonara. And I ran off the train. She's like, that wasn't your stop. So the one last thing I have to do is my daughter Emma, she's 10 years old. She asked me on Sunday, she's asked me again today to tell one of her jokes. And I promised her I would. I'm recording it so I can tell you that she feels famous every time I use one of her jokes. So if you'll join me in enjoying this is a masterpiece. It's her joke, not mine. What is brown and sticky?
What?
A stick.
A stick. I am grateful that Poland has a coast so that I can live here with my family. I love Poland. I love being here. Thank you very much. Have a great night.